From almost ruining an NBA Finals to a call that had an NBA legend straight up losing it on national TV, these are the worst calls in NBA history. And first up, we gotta talk about the time the refs straight up wrecked a whole game. Back in the 2023 season, the Lakers were chilling far from that precious playoff spot, and they were desperate for a W in their next game. Fast forward to their showdown with the Celtics, things were getting seriously intense on the court. The scores all tied, and then things got hella real in those final seconds. At first we were all like, damn, LeBron choked again. But then we got a closer look. The replay definitely showed Tatum slap LeBron's hand while going for the game-winning layup. And get this, the ref was right there, chilling, not doing a damn thing. And that's when the Lakers just lost it. I'm talking about LeBron going full-on meltdown mode on national TV. Man was out there pulling an Oscar-worthy act, trying to prove the ref messed up big time. But yo, even with all the evidence of LeBron drama, no call. But in the end, it didn't even matter, because the Celtics still went on to straight up blow them out in overtime. Now, I don't even know who needs to get their act together more, the refs or LeBron. But something even crazier is the time the refs made such horrible calls that not only did a team score free points, but a player got slapped with a $35,000 fine. It all went down in a tight game between Luka and the Mavericks, facing off against the Warriors. After this dunk, the Mavericks called a timeout, and a ref clearly pointed in their direction, admitting it would be their ball after the break. But when the timeout was over and the Mavericks were all ready and waiting, guess what? A ref at the under end of the court hands the ball to the Warriors instead. I swear, the ref served the Warriors the easiest shot of the night, like free points on a silver platter, just because they couldn't remember what call they made. But they had to suck it up and move on. The game rolled on, and at that moment, nobody thought those 2 points would mean squat. Fast forward to the end with just a handful of seconds left, the Mavericks were trailing by a few points, and then this happened. Yo, for real, how did the refs not blow the whistle on that one? Luka literally had Draymond Green all over him. There was clearly contact, and what should have been a foul call wasn't called, and they just let it slide. Luka was so pissed that he started rubbing his fingers together at the ref, low-key accusing them of being on some shady payroll. And guess what? That little gesture cost him a cool $35,000 fine. Now, the real kicker is that the Mavericks lost by just 2 points. Like, if either of those bad calls didn't happen, the whole game would have been different. That's why Mark Cuban went all in on Twitter, calling it the worst officiating non-call mistake possible in the history of the NBA. And because of these garbage calls, the Mavericks even threw down an official protest, wanting a redo of the whole damn game. Now, listen up. We gotta talk about a time the refs ruined an entire NBA playoff series. We're talking about 2018 first-round playoffs. Thunder versus Jazz, Game 6. And trust me, the stakes were sky high. OKC was down 3-2 in the series, and with the clock winding down, they were trailing 94-91. It was straight up do or die mode with no room for errors. Now, there was only one pair of hands that the ball was destined for, and Paul George was ready to be the hero, to save the day and keep the Thunder's season alive. But hold up, what goes down next is just downright ridiculous. Yeah, no doubt. George got hammered by Rudy Gobert on the way up, like the replay was crystal clear, showing undeniable contact. To cut a long story short, thanks to the refs' shady officiating, the Thunder took an L in that game. Who knows, man? If the refs had just made the right calls, maybe the Thunder could have gone way further in the playoffs. I guess we'll never really know. Now, up to this point, we've seen refs make bad calls to ruin a single game and a playoff series, but there was a time when the refs straight up seemed like they were trying to rig the entire NBA Finals. Now, the 2023 NBA Finals saw the Denver Nuggets facing off against the Miami Heat. And everyone and their grandma already knew this series was a wrap before it even kicked off. So no shocker when the Nuggets straight up dominated, rolling in with a 3-1 lead, just a game away from sealing the deal. But check the feat, getting banged by every NBA team on the block. Now, don't get it twisted. The Pistons were already deep in the mud, playing so poorly that they were on a record losing streak, 27 consecutive L's. Yeah, you heard that right, 27. And to add insult to injury, their next matchup was against the best team in the league, the Celtics, and nobody, I repeat, nobody thought the Pistons stood a chance. Now, everybody in their eyes glued to the screen, expecting the Pistons to get absolutely demolished. But the Pistons had everyone shook when they not only kept it close in the first half, but shocked the world by going off into halftime with a substantial lead. Now, the idea of the Pistons actually winning was borderline insane, but hey, stranger things have happened. As the game rolled on and the Pistons held on to their lead until the fourth quarter, both teams were going back and forth, keeping fans on the edge of their seats. But record books with an infamous 28 straight losses. The longest losing streak not only in NBA history, but in the entire realm of sports. Yo, that call hurts, but it ain't as painful as not hitting that subscribe button. What are you waiting for? Smash that subscribe button now and let's keep the vibes going.